Hey guys, this is Chad Oliver here with Breakfast with the Banner this morning, and we've had a couple of weeks off, but we do have a very special guest with us here this morning. We've got Mr. Tim Rhodes, and I know many of you guys are very familiar with Tim and his music, and so we're going to catch up with Tim. We've been trying to get him on for a while now, and it's finally worked out to where we can get you in here and see what all is going on, because Tim has just recently released an album, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I know you stay quite busy with your music.
Trying to, yeah. It's like I said, the things are kind of going back, gravitating towards COVID ramping back up. So it's just been a guessing game on how it's going to end up. But yeah, we're staying pretty busy, and the new album's out, and I'm tickled with it, man. It's got a lot of great material on it.
So Tim, tell us a little bit. First, we'll go back a little bit, how you got started in all this. So just give everybody just a little brief history of growing up, because I know you're still pretty young, aren't you?
27. I got my start for music when I was about 16. My grandmother, she bought me a guitar, and I got a Guitars for Dummies book. And that's how I taught myself how to play the guitar. So, and I just grew up. That was my comfort, coming home from school and listening to old. I've always been a traditional country fan. Keith Whitley was my go-to, Merle Haggard, just all the old outlaws, and I would sit up for hours on end. People ask me why I never use a pick, because our old house didn't have no insulation in the walls. You could hear everything a pin drop, so I didn't want to wake nobody up, so I would sit there with my fingers and play. And now it's just a bad habit of, I didn't want to be too loud. Now using a pick feels wrong to me, almost, but I've been playing ever since then, and I got my songwriting start probably about 6 years ago. I wrote my first song, and I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
What was that song called?
Highway 70, about a little place I grew up on.
Now, where did you grow up at?
Highway 70, actually, just about 12 miles outside of Princeton.
Okay. Born and raised. Good old country boy. Now I know we've got Amber behind the camera this morning. We don't have her in front of the camera this morning. And but if you guys have any questions for Tim, or any kind of questions, regardless of what it is, just Amber's behind the camera again, and she'll let us know, and she can get us the questions. And I know Amber's husband LJ has played with you.
Yes, we played the Fredonia Festival a couple of weeks ago. He sat in, and LJ's a phenomenal guitar player.
I think he feels the same about you.
That's awesome. I know playing the guitar is not something I'm not musically inclined at all. If you need me to sing a song, you need to leave Princeton and everywhere. So now my wife, she can sing very pretty, but I think a lot of women can sing pretty.
I know a lot of women that can't sing.
I've heard Amber sing around here before. She can sing. No, that's not.
Take a poll on the live and see if people want to hear Chad sing before it's over with.
No, that's not going to happen. Everybody will go out of business if I start singing. But anyway, just tell. I know you go around to different clubs and venues playing. Do you have anything coming up?
Off the top of my head, this weekend, Friday, the 3rd, I believe, I'm at the local in Hopkinsville from 7 to 9:30, somewhere in that time frame. You can follow me on my social media to get verification. But yeah, man, I've played local for 5 years or so. Just little dive bars and whatnot.
We actually ate there one evening with LJ's work, and we were sitting upstairs eating, and I heard the first drum of a song, and I was like, that sounds really familiar. And so LJ kind of looked at me and he was like, well, I think that's Tim Rhodes. I'll be right back. I think that's Tim Rhodes.
Yeah.
And he went down there, and sure enough, it was.
I was sitting there, and I seen LJ peek his head around the corner. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I know he's brought some CDs that he just released.
Yes.
And Tim has, and he's got one right here with us. And here it is. And we're going to have some of these actually available here at the Banner. So if you driving by, want to stop in and pick one up.
Come support a local artist.
Yes, please do.
Absolutely.
And you'd be surprised, growing up in Princeton, the local talent that we have here in Princeton, because Princeton is just overflowing. I know I keep looking towards Amber, but I mean she knows what I'm talking about because it's Princeton is really. I know you were before we came on. You were talking about the different autographs that you have, and I know you mentioned, of course, we got Eddie Pennington down here, and then you said Jamie Whittington is on here as well. And I remember he's a few years older than I am, but I remember him. So there's quite a bit of local talent here in Princeton.
Yeah, well, Eddie, he's just a phenomenal human being, thumb picker, and you go to Jamie. Jamie's the head instructor at Belmont University, vocal coach, and he's taught me what little bit I know about singing. But both are very proficient musicians, and just great people to know.
Eddie really is a good person.
I know Eddie, they used to do that Pennington Festival, for years here. And, of course, then here, not only, of course, with LJ, the two owners here, Willie and Greg, they both are drummers. And so I'm the only one who's not musically inclined. So it's you just told me you couldn't sing.
I can't. I'm not musically inclined.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
We're on the same team here, Chad.
But we do have, of course, Willie and Greg, both drummers, and Greg, of course, as we all know, is the drummer for the Gaither Band, and so it's so much talent, so much local talent here in Princeton.
If they weren't here, I'd probably sing more.
She sings more than you realize. She sings quite a bit.
I'm embarrassed to sing in front of those guys. It's not a real deal.
Did you just not hear Greg singing?
Greg can sing.
There he is. There he is. He's going to sing.
Somebody else just commented and said Greg Ritchie can sing. Let's go back and see. Jack Daniels. Sir Jack Daniels.
That's my best friend.
That's his best.
Jack, Greg is talking bad about you.
So, are you going to play us some music this morning?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Hopefully we can get you to play
I'm kind of excited about that.
I know hopefully we can get you to play a couple of songs for us, and I know we hopefully come Black Patch. I don't know if you're going to be available. I know we talked about it. Hopefully you'll come down to our booth for the banner and New Direction and set up and play some songs for everybody. And
I would love to.
I know he's going to have some of his merchandise available at New Direction and the banner's booths at Black Patch as well. So come on out and support him at Black Patch. And I'm going to sit here and be as quiet as I can so we can pick it up on the mic. But he's tell us some of the songs maybe you're going to play this morning for us.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna start you off with one. It's actually written solely by me, titled "Dirt Road Kings." I wrote this song 2017, I believe it was. But yeah, I'll start you off with that one.
All right.
I know it seems so far away, but it wasn't long ago. We had the truck loaded down, passing round a fifth of Crown, riding no back roads. And every time I see the leaves change to fall, I pick up the phone, but you can't answer when I call. Yeah, we were dirt road kings, living life just as fast as we could go. And if you were here, I know you'd get a kick out of all of them old stories we told. But God has a way of making rules and changing plans. I know you're in a better place, it's still hard to understand. Life, it goes on, it gets better day to day. It's a whole lot easier remembering all the memories we made. I know that you're smiling, saying raise some cane for me. That's just what I do. I just wish you were here to see how we were dirt road kings, living life just as fast as we could go. And if you were here, I know you'd get a kick out of all of them old stories we told. But God has a way of making rules and changing plans. I know you're in a better place. It's still hard to understand how we were dirt road kings.
Tim, awesome. That was awesome. That was one you wrote, right?
Yes, I wrote that one.
So there's a story behind this, right?
You know, the way I do songwriting, it kind of varies from, song to song. They say there's a song in every conversation, and I try to apply that when I write, but sometimes they just show up, and, I can write a song. I wrote that song in roughly 20 minutes. It just kind of flowed, and there's really no backstory behind it. I hate to disappoint, but
For me, immediately I picked up on like a loss of a friend, and I felt like I connected with it like that.
Right.
That to me is what music is really about. If you can connect to it,
For sure.
you're gonna love it.
They say when a song's good, you can feel it, and
I felt that.
I do remember it was September the 11th, 2017. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, if, just the date had something on my mind, but I was sitting on the front porch and just
You were writing it for everybody else. And
wrote
you
that
were
song. Yeah.
And that's being an artist. Myself, I know painting a picture or drawing a picture, it flows from your heart, and to paint a picture with words,
It's a
whole different story, and because you have to visualize that in your head.
For sure. And I look at people that can draw and just paint these beautiful things, and I'm like, I wish I could do that, but it's not. I don't have an artistic, as far as I don't have nothing of that caliber in me.
And I don't think, to put words together, to draw them together like you can with colors, and it's beyond. It's a talent, but it's beyond a talent, if that makes any sense. To be able to paint those pictures, to visualize them in your head with, just like Amber, you were saying how that took you to a certain place, and right, and I know there was a Tim McGraw song that for some reason I had in my head the past couple of days, and I can't think of the name of it. No, it was the one about the little boy. They grow up. Him and the little girl grow up together. Don't take the girl. For some reason, the past few days, that song has been stuck in my head. But you can; those are the kind of songs that you can actually, you can feel, and it does something to you.
For sure.
Do you have a song like that you always think about that's just like immediate, like a memory triggered immediately?
Oh, I can relate to multiple songs. Are you talking about one I've written, or
one you've
just
written, or one in general that like you grew up listening to, that when you hear it, it triggers a memory?
Oh yeah, something of the caliber like These Days by Rascal Flatts. That's just one of them songs that just takes you back to a certain time. Anybody can pertain to a similar situation. Jeffrey Steele is actually the writer of that song. That's why I like to follow him around, because he's a phenomenal writer. You surround yourself with more proficient artists, and I like to believe that's a form of growth.
See, LJ's more of like the music, the sounds, the tones, the things like that. I fall more for the lyrics.
Right.
I don't understand anything musically, but the lyrics, that's where you get me. So, yeah, I totally get that, the songs.
Yeah. I know with, of course, now with my wife and daughter, they love old classic rock. It's what they love, like Queen and, Pink Floyd. They're big on...
Izzy's got an old soul.
Oh, yeah, my daughter Izzy, she'll be 17 this month, actually, but she is an old soul for sure, and she loves Fleetwood Mac,
Who doesn't?
Janis Joplin. That's what she's gravitated towards, It's not the new, of course, and I hate to say it, and I'm sorry if you like the newer music, but music, like what you're playing, it's not pop. It's not this auto-tune stuff.
Yeah.
It's music, and it
Mastered.
right, and you can actually, that's where the talent's at.
Yeah. And I hate to be blunt about it, but mostly anybody can be a musician these days with how technology is,
They can take the worst singer and turn it.
Yeah, Pro Tools. I mean, just as far as manipulation on people's voices, you can be, you can sound like Elvis Presley if you want to.
So I guess
There is
I can sing. There is hope. I guess I can sing and sound like Elvis Presley, maybe. I don't know. But I know when Casey and I love George Strait. Love George Strait. And anytime the movie Pure Country is on, of course, it seems like CMT shows Pure Country all the time. But every other week. But every time it's on, I always end up watching it. And I know when Casey and I were dating, we've been married for 18 years now. And she, that was one thing I didn't, at the time, I really didn't look like I liked country music because of the way I guess I dressed, and I was a whole lot younger then too. But George Strait, there's a song that came on from the Pure Country soundtrack, and I can't think of the name of it for the life of me. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but yeah, that's probably what it is. And but she asked me to sing it to her in the kitchen. And so we started dancing, and I sang to her, and I thought, well, I'm going to sing this to her, and that's going to be it. She's not going to want anything else to do with me, But a lot of times when you are singing, it's not
She married you, so.
She married me, so there must have been something there. But a lot of the times, though, it's not about the voice, though. It's just, the feeling, the emotion at the time.
For sure. I'll sing y'all an original song if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to.
A newer one.
We're here for it.
That kind of draws a little bit of a personal, deal. But this is one I written with a local boy, Mitchell Scott.
No, Mitchell.
So
I can't believe he's grown up. That's crazy.
this one's called "Changing with the Times." There's Grandpa's tractor on a trailer. Sat in the yard for 20 years. There's a dozer on the north side of town, changing the scenery around here. We laid Grandpa down last April. Thought of him stays heavy on my mind. Something else to get used to. Another thing changing with the times. They never said it would be easy, so I learned to stop asking why. When all that's left to hold are memories. Another thing changing with the times. We shared that white picket dream with a couple of kids. I gave the best I had to you. I look back now and I'm thankful that I did. Sometimes dreams just don't come true. Finalized 6 months ago. I see divorced, I'll check that line. Something else to get used to. Another thing changing with the times. They never said it would be easy. Trying to figure out her goodbye. When all that's left to hold are memories. Another thing changing with the times. Another thing changing with the times.
We need to be charging everybody that walks in the door today.
Everybody that's watching.
Everybody watching, yeah. So if you guys have a question for Tim or any of us, just let us know.
Or if you've seen Tim, comment where you've seen him at. Where have you been that you've seen him play? And you said you'll be playing at the local on Friday, correct?
Yes, Friday evening. Only the good places you saw me play.
Only the good places, so don't tell us the bad places.
We need to set up a venue out here, I guess. That way people can.
LJ just finally messaged me. I sent him a picture of Tim behind me a minute ago, and he said, "Oh, it's old Timmy boy."
What up, LJ?
Yeah, I graduated with LJ. That's all I've ever known him to do is play soccer and play music.
I
That's
think he was born like playing music.
yeah. I think that whole family.
What was the guitar?
Yeah, that
Basically.
whole grandson.
So, who do you hear mostly from most people? Like, who do they compare your voice to?
Oh, I don't know. You know how people will just say stuff. Keith Whitley's been a big influence to mine, and
A little Daryl Worley. Just
Really?
A little bit.
but
Like maybe the first song, I kind of felt like I heard it.
right.
Which I love Daryl Worley, so.
People's hit and miss over the years. They'll say stuff just to kind of blow your head up, you know. But people have compared me to Keith Whitley. I don't hear it, but
I kinda hear it.
there is times where I've kind of not necessarily mimicked him, but I like his way of singing. You know, his pronunciation on stuff, and Keith just had that twang to him, you know, and that's what I really like. But over the
There's a lot
years,
of heart in his music,
for
too.
sure. Over the years, I've gravitated, you know, and try to develop my own style. So it's just it's been hit and miss over the years.
You know what I think it's awesome. You said you were 27? 27. I think it's awesome that because you see a lot. I'm not going to call you a kid because you're not a kid, but your age group that gravitates towards this newer country,
Right.
and to see your influences, Keith Whitley, that speaks a lot. I mean, that shows to me that kind of music is what.
I don't know many people at 27 that know who Keith Whitley is anymore.
Well, if you remember back in the day, do you remember when Columbia House and BMG was a thing? You used to order. I'm sorry, Columbia House and BMG, but
CDs for like a penny
yeah, $1.49. But
Heck yeah, I remember.
everybody's there.
They used to have the infomercial like 2:30 in the morning. Like the house would be silent, and if you left the TV on, all of a sudden you're woke up to this noise that's like ridiculously loud. And it's the infomercial. Yeah.
well, I hate to. I'm sorry, Columbia House, but everybody in my household probably has a delinquent bill from Columbia House, where I would get the pamphlets, you know, and I would fill them out. No credit card required. So, but I remember getting
It was the good old days.
Yeah. I remember getting those CDs, and I remember Keith Whitley and like 16 Biggest Hits. You know, that was always my go-to was music. I didn't really care.
So you never listened to the Outlaw Hours at all?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've spent a million nights
Yeah.
with Outlaws. You can actually call and request Tim Rhodes on Outlaw Hours every
Awesome.
Friday and Saturday night. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Actually, when I went to Murray, I waited tables at the Keg, and
Mhm.
so what was his name? Craig Russell used to come in all the time, and he would play there. And so I came home. My dad, that was like an avid thing we did on the weekends. My dad was like, "It's Outlaw Hour time. Everything shuts down in the house. We have the radio blasting. That's just what we do."
Right.
And so one night I was like, "Dad, you need to call in and request some Craig Russell," and he did, and he was like, "I like him all right, but." So,
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing out of Craig in a while. I don't know what he's up to these days, but they still play him every Friday and Saturday night.
See, I know.
maybe not. That's Outlaw Hours.
So I know. Growing up, we lived in Graves County, in Simpsonia, Hickory. Just, I mean, if you blink, you miss it when you drive through. But my dad had a farm up here, and so we'd come up here on the weekends. I always farmed tobacco, and something I remember is, of course, we'd pile in. It was me and my sister, an old white Ford truck. Of course, back then that Ford truck was brand new, but you look at it now, it's like one of the trucks you wish you still had. You know, had a topper on the back of it. We'd ride in the back, and they'd have the little, you know, sliding glass between the topper and the front cab. But they'd always be playing Tammy Wynette and old Hank Williams, and that's what I remember growing up and grew up on. So, but it's good, like going back to your age and what you grew up on. It's great to see those kind of influences in your music and what I consider, I'm sorry, real music. But
Good music.
it's not, like you said before, it's not auto-tuned. It's not, you know, manipulated. It's like anybody can be an artist now. You have Photoshop or whatever. Anybody can be an artist. Anybody can be a photographer with, you know, your cell phones. And to have that true talent and that you, of course, you live this is what you do.
Yeah, man, it's Songwriting is just my form of expression. You know, we all have our means of getting away from the world per se, and
It's like poetry.
yeah, exactly. And
So do
that's
you do
just
like wedding venues and things too, or are you just like outlets like local
I've
businesses?
I've mainly just played the bars and festivals and things of that caliber. I actually played my first wedding
So you have done weddings.
earlier this year. First one and only wedding, and I was more nervous doing the wedding than I've ever been in front of hundreds of people, you know. For whatever reason, there was 30 people there, and I was just like nervous
no more
wreck,
weddings?
palms was shaking. Oh, I'll do them, but expect me to be a little nervous.
I bet you did fine.
Wonder what it was about the wedding that made you nervous.
I don't know. I guess just the day, you know, the event that was taking place. You don't want. That's a place you don't want to mess up.
That's somebody's memorable moment.
Yeah. So,
So I totally get that.
but it went great, and there, you know, it was a wonderful day.
Well, that's awesome. Now, going back to some of your influences, is there any? I might ask you to do a cover song. Is there any? Which one of your favorite?
Oh wow! You know, you put me on the spot with that one. I love Keith Whitley. I can do no Keith Whitley
Yeah,
song.
do a Keith Whitley song for us.
Well, I actually think this was an old Lefty song, Lefty Frizzell, but Keith later covered it. No, I'll tell you what, I'll do another one. I got another one that popped in my mind. This was an old Keith Whitley song. Mark Chestnut later covered it. It's called She Never Got Me Over You. She got me to stop drinking, and for that I'm thankful. She almost pulled off, pulling me through. She got me thinking straight again, but I don't think she understands. She never got me over you. She almost had me where you have me. She almost did what you still do. She got me standing upright, even had me coming home nights, but she never got me over you. She almost had me where you have me. She almost did what you still do. She got me thinking straight again, but I don't think she understands. She never got me over you. She never got me over you.
That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be, we're not going to get any work done today now.
That's all we're going to be doing for the rest of the day is singing old country music.
Okay.
I'm for that. I'm here for that.
Now, what we were talking about yesterday, Christmas music coming up. So,
That too.
yeah.
I always laugh. I tell LJ all the time, anytime we go somewhere and we're listening to music, I'm like, people are sleeping on 90s, 80s country music. Why we don't have that going on more in venues when you go places? Like, I get it, rock is great, you know, that's awesome, but we're sleeping on the 80 and 90s country.
yeah,
That's where it's at.
because it's music.
It's good stuff.
It's music. Yeah, it had feeling, and the lyrics weren't all, I don't know what the word to use is.
They were powerful.
Yeah, powerful, and it's not.
It meant something back then, I felt like, you know. Nowadays, I'm not knocking any artist, you know. We all have our own preference, but some of the new stuff just doesn't make sense. You
Well, I
know?
remember as a kid waking up in the morning, getting every song. Like, every song that Reba McEntire had, she had a video and a story where she was not herself in that video. She was somebody that we could all relate to. And that's just how it was. Like, nowadays you got stuff that makes no sense coming out your radio.
Right.
No sense.
I know with Randy Travis is one of my favorite country singers, and I'm Gonna Love You Forever is, I think, probably one of my top 5 songs between him and Sammy Kershaw. Now I know when Casey and I got married, we were married a month and a half, and we had a double wide trailer that we lived in. So that was our. She was the queen of my double wide trailer, and that was the theme song, because when I got out the little CD player and I put that song on, and that was what I'd play. And of course we still laugh about that. We still laugh about it to this day. But it's those kind of songs, they stay with you.
I'm not sure there's anybody that's quite like Randy Travis.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of different artists, but he had really good music too.
Country, he was pure, just his voice, one of a kind.
Absolutely.
But speaking on like Queen of My Double Wide Trailer, that's a moment that's instilled in time in your life. That's all because of not saying just solely because of the song, but that song reflects that memory, and that's something you can't duplicate. That feeling, that it brings to you.
You can't, because I know it's still to this day. I will be 80 years old out sitting on the porch in rockers, and I'll still bring up Queen of My Double. Yeah, because it's those songs. And I think we all have those. Those songs that defined a moment in our lives, and it's just.
Taylor Swift doesn't give you
I can't say she does.
I'm not knocking on Taylor Swift. She's a very great song. Like, she writes well. There's a lot of her songs that she writes that are great too, but different kind of artists.
Yeah.
I will say, like, how many albums does she have? Buku, and most of those songs that she has written herself. So a lot of people, I don't think, even know that.
Yeah.
So she's a good singer-songwriter.
Right.
Maybe not my favorite genre, but her lyrics are good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I know I tend to rag on Casey and Izzy sometimes with their choices of music, but because some of their classic rock I'm not big on, but they I don't.
Sure, the big country, right?
As I've gotten older, that's because I've always been, like I said before, like Randy Travis, but 2 of my favorites are John Denver. I love John Denver, and I love Creedence Clearwater. Those are 2 of my.
You're okay then.
Those are 2 of my favorites, but the hard rock, no, I don't do much. And I always loved John Mellencamp, his old stuff, not the new stuff. But and then I was kind of into Van Halen at a point, but it was the Sammy Hagar Van Halen, not the David Lee Roth. But I think everybody has their preference on that. But anyway, Tim, we're not going to keep you that much longer. I know you probably got things you got to do today. Yeah.
Thanks
I
for
want to
having me.
go over I'm going to slide it up here so you can see it. These will be in the office at New Direction. You guys need to come pick one of these up. It's got 10 songs on it. And you wrote all of these songs?
No. This album actually varies a little bit from my first album. My first album was almost entirely written by me, but this one, I had some people pitch me some songs, some really accredited writers, like from one to Hank, Chris Wallen and Ira Dean. Well, Chris Wallen has written "Don't Blink" for Kenny Chesney, "People Loving People" for Garth Brooks, and Ira Dean. I'm not sure where it stands now, but the new Aaron Lewis song, "Am I the Only One?" Ira Dean was a writer of that, just went #1. So.
That's pretty impressive, man.
So, and then on down the line, Dylan Carmichael. I've recorded one of his songs. Dylan Carmichael's on the Country Waves, and
Lisa Carver, that name sounds familiar.
yeah, I'm unsure what she has written. To be writing with Chris Wallen, though, you've got to be up there. But I did include 3 originals on this one. Dirt Road Kings, Rebecca, that I written with Chris Lewis from Eddyville and Barry Baker from down at Flat Rock. I'm sure a lot of people know Barry, and Back When I wrote that one was also an original. So, but yeah, they was all great songs. It was done in Mayfield, Kentucky, under Ohana Music, and there's been artists. John Michaels recorded there. Colt Ford done some of his albums there. So I was just it was a new approach, and I'm pleased with how it's taken off. So.
That's awesome. I know everybody here in Princeton is just tickled, and I know this, like we said before, having this local talent here in our hometown, is Princeton and Edible and Catawba, Trigg County, and Fredonia. I mean, this is just, it's awesome. And
yeah, I've often threw the idea around. We need a location, where local artists can collaborate. Somewhere, a happy medium spot between a couple counties, because there is great artists, man. There's great writers that I work with that are in this area, and musicians that just are high caliber, So
it's unreal, I know. And just anybody you want to say hi to?
Hi everybody.
I bet you Megan's watching.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably gonna. What happened?
I don't know if she's watching. I'm going back to. We got a lot of people watching though. There's a lot of people on here. Now your song "Back When," I think I remember hearing you played that at the festival. I'm pretty sure, right?
I played Rebecca at the festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
I named one of them. I just remembered I really liked it. I thought it was good.
That was the original that I wrote with Chris Lewis and Barry Baker. Wrote it on his back porch one night. I was kind of humming. My buddy Chris, he's the melody man. He can come up with these melodies, and it'll trigger something in my mind. We work well together, and he was playing a little lick, and I was like, "Here comes Rebecca," and he's like, "Who's Rebecca?" And I said, "I don't know." So we just kind of we based the song off of Rebecca, and
we don't even know who Rebecca is.
no.
It's my mama. That's my mama's name is Rebecca.
Oh.
That's who you're thinking of.
Well, let's pick a song and let you take us out on it. Which one do you think?
Let's do Rebecca. We'll promote that one. This is for any Rebecca out there.
Any Rebecca.
Here you go, mama.
This is Rebecca on a front porch swing. She sees that phone light up, it's me giving her a ring. And I've been away all day long. When it feels this good, oh girl, it can't be wrong. When I pull in that driveway in Daddy's old Ford, Rebecca takes me places I've never been before. There says Rebecca, she's sitting by my side. I pull her in closer, I see that look in her eyes. And I've been waiting for a night like this. She sets me on fire with the taste of her kiss. Now the sun's going down on Daddy's old Ford. Gonna take Rebecca places she's never been before. Well, now the sun's coming up on Daddy's old Ford. Just dreaming of the day she won't leave me no more. Well, there goes Rebecca.
I loved it.
That was awesome, Tim.
Thank you, man.
That was awesome. Tim, thank you for coming in this morning. I know everybody watching got a major treat this morning, and I just want to thank you for tuning in, and come out this Friday.
Friday, yeah, at the local. Follow me on my social media.
Owns that, right? The same guy that owns Black Patch Grill?
Yeah. They're great people, and and they treat me well, and it's always a good responsive crowd. It's a good environment, family friendly. So bring the kids and
good food.
Great food, yeah.
And you said your social media accounts were?
Yeah, all of them. The Tim Rhodes Music, Facebook, Instagram, the whole works. I just downloaded TikTok, but I'm not. I think that's a young person's thing.
Yeah, I know my wife and daughter do TikTok all the time, and they're like, "Well, we send you stuff, but you don't ever get on it." And I'm like, "No, I don't." But
we could have made you viral today.
That'd been awesome.
Dang.
All right.
Next time.
Maybe next time we'll have you on again. I know we will. And Tim, thank you so much for coming in. And guys, check out Tim Rhodes, Facebook, Instagram, and we're gonna have his CDs here in the shop. Come by and pick one up and help support local and support Tim and just everything good he's got going on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I hope everybody watching has a wonderful day.
Somebody one day, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Someday. All right.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.